Hello and welcome to another episode of the Autocar India podcast with me, Hormazd Sorabjee. Sir, we've finished 2 days of the Auto Expo. How has it been? What are the biggest trends that we are seeing this year?
Well, I need a new pair of feet to start with.
So do I.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Actually, it's been quite an interesting expo in many ways. Well, I think there's been a lot of focus from a lot of the manufacturers. Everyone showing what they are bringing. Some very interesting concepts which are going to be productionized in the future. So not just pure eye candy. I think for me, cars like the Tata Nexon really stood out because everyone says it looks like a concept, but it is actually the production car. So I think everyone definitely had a very sharp focus this time on the Indian market. But I think there were more unveils this time. There were no real launches.
Exactly.
So just very few launches. We had Jaguar XE, for example, at one end, and Vitara Brezza. I mean, these are the two I can remember. But otherwise, a lot of cars that are coming imminently or at least sometime this year were shown. So everyone had some pretty important stuff. I mean, Toyota had the Innova, again, very, very important car. Honda had the BRV. Audi had the A4, Mercedes had the GLC, but all these cars coming a lot later. So it gets everyone excited over here. Tata also had the Nexon, Maruti, Vitara Brezza, yes, but they had the Ignis also to get everyone excited, and that was coming a lot later. Some manufacturers were just sticking to concepts, really nothing completely new, for the Indian market. Mahindra, for example, no real product they've launched.
Except for that Aero, what do you think about it?
Well, it's an interesting concept. I think I would call it the poor man's X6. So obviously an SUV coupe, so to speak, which is what the X6 is. So it's an interesting niche, and from a concept point of view, it was executed by Pininfarina, designed over here by Mahindra. So that's what they had to offer. But I think apart from them and maybe Nissan to a certain extent, they showed the GTR. Everyone else really had a lot of meat on the stand.
Any game changers that you found this year?
Well, I think for me, I was really impressed with what Tata Motors had to show. I think the Nexon has caught everyone's fancy, and I think that could be a game changer for the company. I think some very interesting concepts on the Kwid, and I think those are productionized, especially things like the Kwid Climber. The Renault Kwid Climber, it's such a small SUV. It's not really an SUV, but it's got all the SUV cues. It looks tough, solid. It's got all the rugged, body suit. And in the end, it's just a hatchback. So really, taking this whole SUV theme to an extreme, that was a very interesting concept for me.
All right, it's the end of day 2, which is why you're hearing that mad ambience noise, and we'll try to do something about it. So give us some time and come back after this short word from our sponsors. Narrowed down on your dream car? Before you buy, head to carloan.kotak.com and check out a wide range of new, used and refinanced car loans. It's hassle-free. In fact, your loan could be approved in just 2 days, and if it's a customized scheme you're looking for, they have you covered. Call 1-800-419-0090. Visit carloan.kotak.com or email carloans@kotak.com. Well, we are back and we can't manage to do something about that sound. But anyways, we still have Hormazd with us. And sir, star car for you from this expo? Are you leaning towards the Tata?
I think so. I think the Nexon really is one of the star cars for me, purely because, it's just, a company has really taken the game forward for itself. And I think what's interesting is that a lot of global companies have been impressed with it. I talked to people from Renault, I talked to people from Nissan. They're all pretty impressed with what they've done on the stand. So that's been pretty good. Even Hyundai were very impressed with the Nexon. So that for me really is one of the star cars. And if you look at it, it's really something they've done well. But the other very interesting concepts, Hyundai, for example, it kind of showcased its sub 4 meter kind of
Carlino.
That's right. So the concept. So clearly, I think that's something that is coming. Interestingly, even Chevrolet have put their best foot forward, a massive stand they've got, and really showing that they are back in the business. It's a statement they're trying to make. They had a lot of their top bosses down, Stefan Jacobi, who heads the region. And clearly, they've also launched the booted version of the Chevrolet Beat. So that is something which is very India specific. So definitely, I think everyone is really looking at India in a very serious way.
Okay, it's silent, so that's the perfect cue for me to ask you any confidential news that we can expect, anything that you've learned after meeting so many heads of the industry?
Well, I think what's interesting is that the SUV flavor is still very much strong.
Okay.
And I think what I hear is that Renault is developing an SUV just above the Duster, the Capture. They're planning to introduce that in India. It might take about 2 years, but that's on the cards. Spoken to some suppliers who kind of confirmed the news. So I think clearly that's something that's quite exciting.
All right. So with that, it's a wrap on this episode of the Autocar India podcast. Stay tuned to Autocar India for all more updates.